everybody. Today I'm camped out near the Rogue River in Oregon, just outside of Crater Lake, and I'm just doing a little trail riding and just checking out nature. There's so many fire roads to check out, and a lot of these are closed. Like right now, currently, I'm in a closed fire road. It used to be open, but years ago, I'm in like a young growth forest. Okay, this is probably like planted, I would guess maybe 10 years ago, something like that, judging on the height of some of these shorter ones. But there's a lot of logging roads where they'll shut down like an entire road for like years and years until a lot of this recovers. So that's what I'm running into. Like a lot of the times when you think, oh yes, I can drive down this fire road to go camping or go riding or anything like that, and it's a total bust because they put up this heavy duty gate here, okay, like on multiple roads. I thought like all these roads were going to be open, and they're not at all. You're going to see a heck of a lot of these gated bars blocking probably 1 out of 3 roads at least. There's a lot of roads that are all closed down, so you can't access any of this stuff. So I'm going to go down the roads that are open, that the BLM didn't close down, and the forest management and all that other stuff. So I'm just going to go check out what is available to look at, and just cruise around and just see what I can see. And when you're out in nature, I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. This is like, I don't know, it's probably only like 80 degrees out or something like that. So it's a lot cooler up here than it is near Vegas. Vegas is like 110 right now. So anyways, yeah, I'm just going to do a little trail ride and hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm going to head down to the Rogue River because the water's a lot cooler down there. Alright guys, I'm still on the Rogue River. I'm in McLeod, Oregon. Apparently the Rogue River is about 215 miles long, and it's known for its steelhead and sturgeon, I guess. I just thought this was a cool place to stop. There's actually a hatchery here too, right over yonder, and this is where they hatch millions and millions of fish, and then they reintroduce it into all the rivers. And this is a really big operation. And that's about all that's really going on in McLeod, Oregon. Alright, here's a view of one of the ponds that they have. They have there's got to be almost 1,000 in some of these. They've got pretty good size. I think these are all salmon in here. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And it goes on for quite a while. There's a whole bunch. I don't even know how many. There's got to be over 100 of them out here. They go way out that way. They have hundreds. You know, all of these. These are like completely full. I guess there's 1 or 2 that aren't full. There's like a ton of them over that way. This is the empty one, but yeah. And then they got like, they're filling trucks. Looks like they're filling up trucks over this way. Yeah, I just thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I think these are mostly salmon that they're spawning here. But there's all kinds of signage here. I read a lot of that earlier, but I wasn't going to like read all of it, to save on the length of the video at least. So yeah, this is a pretty cool place to check out. McLeod, Oregon. So when you're cruising down 62 West in Oregon, in the Crater Lake area, you're going to come across a place called Union Creek. And they got a campground. They have 2 campgrounds actually on each side of this very small little town. They don't have a gas station, but it is like, they have like an ice cream shop and a little store so you can buy some stuff. But there is plenty of spots to camp around here. There's like huge parking lots and trails that go even farther back. There's like a road back here. But this is, what is this one? This one's just called Wayside Campground in Union Creek. And it is about 11 miles north of Prospect and 57 miles north of Medford. And Medford, and Medford is like, the main city, so that's gonna get your all the needs you would ever need. They have multiple Walmarts, all kinds of shopping. So just come and check it out. Medford's pretty cool. It's right between Shady Cove, and that's also a really nice little area to check out, just a little south of here. So yeah, come on out to Oregon. It's awesome riding. They got all kinds of trails that go forever. So plenty of opportunities to pull over with your camper, that's for sure, if you don't want to stay near Crater Lake, because that gets super congested. And just the incoming traffic just this morning, like around maybe 11 o'clock in the morning, the incoming line to go to Crater Lake was probably over 2 miles long, I would say, maybe 3 miles of cars just standing still. So if you come to Crater Lake, come very early in the morning is my best advice for that one. All right, I'm gonna keep riding and check out some other trails. Now here are some real waterfalls. These things are at the Natural Bridge in Oregon. This thing is just a little too much for like whitewater rafting. But check this out. This view is amazing. You got all this water rushing. So I'm gonna check out this, it's called the Natural Bridge because the water goes underneath the rocks apparently in a certain spot. So that's what the whole hubbub about this area is. And it's gonna bring you to this sign, the cave, across the viewpoint. So there's part of the cave, right here. That's where all the water is going underneath. You can see tons of thousands of gallons going through there. So here's a better view of the cave, where all that water's rushing through. Boy, I'd hate to get stuck in a kayak in there. I wouldn't want to be kayaking through that thing, that's for sure. So then this is out of the rock. So here's where it comes out of the rock, right here. So it's coming out of the mountain a little bit. And here's a little information on out of the rock. And that's where it comes out of the rock. It's just a huge stream coming out from underneath the mountain here. And I thought that was pretty cool. Honestly, I think places like this are way more interesting than Crater Lake because there's a lot less people. So far I've only seen 2 people on this trail. And I have the whole place to myself, really. There isn't anybody even close to me. And here's another view of where it's coming out of the rock. Just a ton of water. And look, upstream there's hardly nothing. I mean, there's a little bit of a gusher up that way. So I'm gonna keep walking up that way. But that was just super, but I just found that super interesting, how water just goes. I mean, that's like a serious aqueduct, almost. I mean, if you could only imagine how much water you don't see that's underneath the ground. So that's pretty awesome. I'm just gonna keep walking up this very nice trail. Gated, it's got nice pavement. Couldn't ask for a nicer trail, that's for sure. All right, now I'm at the inlet of this natural bridge. This is where the water literally goes underneath me. This literally goes underneath me and goes underneath here. And there's like little blowholes. But check this out. This thing comes around the corner, goes underneath me into the rocks, and then it kind of goes like through here where you can see the water gushing out to all the way to the left, and then comes out that way. And if that don't beat all, I mean, the wonders of nature, you know, who could imagine that an absolute river like this, I would never want to be caught in here. This would be too much for me. Also, when you're out in nature, kind of just hanging out by the stream, sometimes you're going to find these huge snails. I keep finding these huge, I don't know if it's a slug or just a huge snail. But this thing, I mean, in comparison to my finger, this thing is pretty big. It's got to be at least 4 inches long. And I just saw them up on these dry rocks. I'm just gonna set them back down near the water. There you go. Yeah, sometimes you're gonna see these big snails. This thing is pretty decent size. But he seems a lot happier in the water. That thing's got to be at least 4 inches long. It's a big creek snail. Probably saying good morning. But I just thought that was pretty cool. You don't get to see a gigantic snail like that every day. So I'm just going to keep heading down the road. I'm kind of panning. I'm trying to do a little bit of panning in some of these creeks since I'm down out in the middle of nowhere. So hopefully I find something. Another thing you're going to find when you're hiking down the trail are a lot of signs telling you what you're supposed to do. Okay, this one tells you closed to motor vehicles, horses, and pack stock. So don't bring your donkeys here. And it also says stop erosion. So don't wear your hiking shoes on these hiking trails. I don't know what they expect you to use. Maybe open-toed shoes or something. But anyways, those are some of the hypocrisies you might run across when you're out in the national forests. All right, I'm gonna head down the road here. I'm all packed up and see where else I can explore. Hey, I'm back again. I found this huge dam. This is called the Green Peter Reservoir. I'm probably like 20 miles, maybe 15 miles east of Sweet Home, Oregon. But there is this huge reservoir. This thing is massive, and it's a big dam. Of course, there's no information online about the Green Peter Reservoir, but they got this huge dam here, and I don't know. I just rode out here because look how far down this goes. This is like, so this goes down a long ways. I don't know how far down that is, but here's their electrical source. And apparently there's quite a leak going on down there. I don't know if you can see as much water coming out of this leak. But they got a busted dam here. But they got it all taken care of. They got like a whole bunch of all kinds of stuff going on here. But I thought this was a cool place to stop. Hopefully it's not too windy because it's like 70-mile-an-hour winds right here. All right, so I just thought that was a cool stop. This big drop off here. I don't know, that was pretty neat. You don't see that every day. Also, they got like, I don't even know what's floating down there. It's like a propeller or something. Maybe it tells them the river speed or something like that. Look, there's their slide. That's probably their overflow slide when the river gets too high. Because I think this really gets super duper high. All right, now I'm right above the spillway. This is where they open up the dam, I guess, when it gets too high. And look at these massive gears. Those things are like probably 8 feet tall. And here you can see kind of this big door that kind of slides up. Wow, that is cool. Look at these huge things. There's 2 of these things. Just some big doors. Look at the size of this thing. This thing is probably like, I don't know, I would say at least 70 feet long. And here's this other one. It says no trespassing, which sounds about right. But look at that. Get a load of these cables. There's big, thick cables on each one of those. I thought that was pretty cool. Then here's this other one. And here's the other side. I just thought this was a cool little stop. It's very windy up here. And look, they got little motors. Those are like, I don't know, maybe a 10-horse motor that drives this whole thing. I would have guessed they would have had like monster motors on that thing, but really the electrical motors that open these huge things. Look at these tiny little motors. They got 2 on each side. And it opens this gigantic door. And it just slides a ton of water downstream, I guess, when it gets really high. So I thought that was pretty cool. This is the other side of the bridge. So this is the other side of the dam. But anyways, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. This thing goes down a long, long way. It's probably 200 feet maybe. So I don't know how deep that other side is. That reservoir must be awfully deep, I would imagine. But I thought that was pretty cool. Nice little stop. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna keep heading down the road, see what else there is to see. Okay, now I'm in Prospect, Oregon, still chasing the Rogue River. And when you go down the Rogue River, there's signs sometimes that tell you that the dam upstream may release large amounts of water at any time. And I believe it, judging by how deep this is and how clean some of these rocks get. I think it gets like 10 or 20 feet high and surges sometimes in the wintertime. And I'm just getting kind of around the corner here. As I'm walking down this huge trail, there's like a bridge that takes you across here. I think it's one of the main only bridges around here. But I'm just walking. And you got this great view of the edge. Looking out over the edge, that drops off like probably 100 feet easily. And you just got gushing water. There were some people, there were a couple kids, they were swimming down here in this, like over here, in the slower areas, but you would never get a kayak through all that. In Prospect, Oregon, it's not a really big town. They have a gas station that's open, like you have to go inside and have them unlock the gas pumps. And there is a bar and a school system, and what else? There isn't a whole lot in Prospect. If you want to go get like cheap gas, you have to go south to Shady Cove. That's about 35 miles from here, and they got cheap gas. There's like 3 or 4 gas stations. There's a nice little iced coffee place. And if you need the big city, you go all the way to Medford, which is like probably 40 miles south. So that's just a little something. If you run out of something and you need to go to Old Wally World or something. But anyways, back to nature here. Got all kinds of trees that were like carved up. All kinds of people carving. Ella was here. She had to carve her name into this beautiful tree. So hopefully Ella didn't kill this tree. She must not be a tree hugger or something if you're carving up trees. Alright, you can walk around this bridge here. There's just a skinny little path. Like here is just this tiny foot trail. That's probably less than 2 feet. And it takes you underneath this bridge. And you have this beautiful view from underneath the bridge in Prospect. It's a great place to visit. Hopefully it's not too loud. Hopefully you can hear me on the video because this is really loud underneath the bridge. I'm gonna get back to my bike and check out some other cool places in the area. Just right off of 66. This runs parallel to 66 when you come into Prospect, and then it spits you right back out onto it. So, okay, just a cool place. Kind of do a little walk. Here's a little walkthrough real quick of downstream. This is looking over the edge, probably 100 feet down, at least. And this is one of the few places where there's actually internet. So where I'm camped at, I'm like probably 15 miles from the nearest cell phone signal. So I always come into Prospect to get my internet signal. Alright guys, it's time for me to check out and keep working on some different videos. I've got so much video. I just came back out of the deep forest from like probably like a 3 or 4 week stay of like almost no internet. So now I've got a ton of videos and now I just got to upload it all. Hopefully my mobile service will let me upload it at a reasonable speed. But anyways, I just thought this was a cool place to relax. It's super quiet next to this gate. There's no traffic coming by and there's like just a plethora of wildflowers. There's all kinds. I can't even, there's got to be at least like 5 or 6 different kinds of wildflowers. And there's wild raspberry. There's this gigantic raspberry bush, so I'm going to see if any of those are good yet. At least before I leave, I'm going to fill up my jar with some raspberries. So anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video of my little trek down the Rogue River. That was a really gnarly river. I mean, once it opens up, it's a lot smoother. At least my short little portion. I wasn't going to go the whole 200 or 300 miles all the way down it. But anyways, yeah. All right. You guys keep having a great day, and don't forget to like and subscribe. All right. Thanks. Take care.